Hey, welcome to the wood shop. So today I want to talk about how I preserve these hard wax oils. And this is just a small sample of what I've got. I've got the Odie's dark oil, I've got the Odie's butter, I've got a different clear Danish oil, I've got various Rubio Monocoats. And the problem is after you open them and you subject them to oxygen, they do start the time clock on their shelf life. What I have been able to research and find out is the Rubio's got up to 36 months. It doesn't say how much, it says up to 36 months. That could be anywhere from 2 to 3 years. The Fitties, which I've got Fitties hard wax oil, I'll be showing you in a little bit that I use a lot of. It's got a shelf life of 6 months to 1 year. And the Danish oil is somewhere plus or minus 36 months, they say. So 36 months, that means when it becomes completely bad. It could be after 24 months or 18 months it starts deteriorating. So how do we keep these more stable on the shelf after you open them? Let's get into that now. The ones that really need to be preserved, or especially these that come in this type of can. I can't stand these cans for finishes, or really for paints, but for paints it's a little bit different. This stuff is so expensive, you don't want it to go bad. And I just don't feels like when every time you tamp down on this lid, you dent it a little bit, and I'm not so sure that it's completely sealed. So the first thing I do is, when I open up anything in this type of can, especially my Rubio Monocoat, which I use quite a bit of, I bought from Amazon these little 8-ounce bottles. You can see they've been sealed from the seal when they come to you. I pour the contents of this type of jar into these bottles, and I just put a label on there explaining what they are. But these really help out. You know these things they got a good seal on the top, and there's no air that can get in to these type of bottles. Oxygen is what kills your finishes. As soon as you open it, oxygen gets in there and it starts the deterioration process. So you want to make sure you put them in something besides this. The next thing I do is I get some type of a preservative. This is Baloxin. It's an inert gas that is heavier than the oxygen. So as soon as you spray this in the bottle, that will go down to the bottom, the oxygen will be on top, and it will put a barrier between your finishes and the oxygen. This thing weighs nothing, it's just because it's a gas. Now you don't have to get Baloxin. There's also any type of wine preservative that you can find on Amazon, and I'll put a little picture up there of one that I bought. That will work also. I'll just get the cheapest they have. Any type of gas will work. Even though this one does say preserves polyurethane, varnishes, oil paint, stains, chemicals, resins, and more. So this is more or less marketed to the woodworking community, but any type of gas will work, and I've used them all. So let me show you how I go about it. Okay, I'm going to take this Watco Danish oil, open it up. After I use it, you simply put the straw in this Baloxin or whatever else you have. Press it a couple of seconds and immediately put the top back on. And tighten it up. Now this now has a layer. The product is here. It's got a layer of gas laying on top of it. The oxygen is up top where it cannot get to this product. As long as it's sealed, every time you open it you have to do the same thing. It's sealed now, it should last hopefully years. But every time you open it you do this and it'll stay fresh just like the day you bought it. Also, when I bought this Fitties, I bought it, I'll show you up here, I bought it in it was a 2.5 liter jar. I put all of my finishes when I open them the initial time, because it came in a can with a top like this. I get mason jars. If you can see, this one's been in here for almost over a year, and it still looks like the day I put it in there. I get mason jars, I put them in here, I label them like I do the rest of them, and I use the gas preservative in there. I had about 2.5 of these. This is the full one. I've got another one that's half full that I just gas every time I use it. So, these Rubio Monocoats. Same thing as I showed you earlier. You just open them up, put the gas in there, and when you get ready to use them, you just shake them up, and they're ready to use. This should last years also, as long as you keep the gas in there. So that's it. Quick way to make sure your very expensive finishes stay shelf stable and ready to use when you're ready to use them. See you next week.